Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am doing fantastic. A little frustrated. This is the second time that I have filmed this voiceover or recorded this voiceover, I guess I should say. I am using, I don't remember the name of the kit, but it's a cute little cabin kit from Happy Sticker Designs. I really, really liked it. When I saw it at the end of 2022, I was like, I absolutely need this in my life. As you guys know, every year, in February, I head up to my mom's cabin just with my husband and my kiddos for, a few days. Albeit in COVID, we were up there for 10 days. But yeah, so I used the kit and I had to bring in some things that I wasn't intending to because the kit did not come. I think I purchased a mini kit. It didn't come with headers or anything. And I also tried to pull in again a lot of my leftover stickers. I've been really, really working hard on that. And anytime I do that, I feel pretty good about it. I don't love how I space things here, and I don't love my placement, but I'm looking at it like my overall plans right now. It doesn't look too bad. There are a couple days that are a bit wonky, but you'll see when we get into the day by day what happened. So I had posted a question on my Instagram actually a few days ago now about what if anyone had any planner questions for me. And I had said at this point, ask me anything at all. I have a lot of new people following me here. And I got one question. Oh, you can check me out at Canada Planner Girl. I don't know why I didn't say that. Anyway, I had one question, and the question was, what is your least favorite part about posting and what was the other thing? I guess publishing videos. So my least favorite part is actually the part that helps me the most. And my least favorite part when it comes to planning and posting is consistency. So I, not to get too personal, but to get very personal, got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 17 years old. So, oh my God, nearly 18 years ago. Boy, that's gross. But anyway, so I got diagnosed when I was 17 years old. So I love how open and wonderful females getting diagnosed and getting answers to their questions and why am I like this. I love that it's open like this now. But 17 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Like, it was very much you were told to keep quiet about your condition. So I know for me, consistency is a really big deal, and having a schedule is a really big deal. And I love the fact that on YouTube, consistency is rewarded. Now, you know where consistency isn't rewarded and does not matter one whit? Instagram does not matter. It is ridiculous. And it's frustrating for me because I hate being consistent. I know I have to be consistent, but I hate being consistent because, life comes in ebbs and flows. And so planning, which is just a hobby, is not the thing that I necessarily want to be consistent about. But if I am not consistent, then I don't want to plan. When I do consistently plan, like, it's wonderful and I love it. So, it's really the worst catch-22 in the world because sometimes I don't want to be consistent, but if I'm not consistent, then I fall out of planning, which means I get behind in my schedule, which means we're in a situation where it is it's not the middle of May. It's the beginning of May, and I am doing February Plan with Me's. So my goal, in case anyone was listening, to this long spiel, is that I would like to be done with my February spreads, which is only, I think, 2 more spreads, but I would like to be done by the middle of May, and I would like to be done March, if I am lucky enough to do that by the end of May. I'm so sick of being this far behind. Luckily, I've already done one of my March spreads, and I will actually link it up in the iCard description, just up above, probably the top right-hand corner. That's normally where that comes up, and that was a pre-plan with me, and that was using a Beyond Paper Flowers kit and some Simply Gilded washi. I thought it turned out really cute. Really liked it. So I've laid down my base here. I'm just putting in my hockey stickers as I do every single week. And I didn't mess it up this week. If you saw last week's Plan With Me, then you'll know that I had definitely messed it up before. I got the date covers down. Because there was so little going on this week, I always feel like it takes up more space if you do straight across planning. I always feel like I randomly have more space when I do a scattered box. That might not necessarily be true, but whatever. And I don't know, things were cutting out here. This was frustrating for me. I had a lot of just tech issues with this spread in general. I ended up using 2 sets of silver glitter header, a fine glitter, and then I also had a chunky darker silver glitter. Honestly, I don't know that either of them match the kit particularly well. However, again, when I am looking at this spread, it doesn't really make a difference. It looks good. At the end of the day, it's my planner. No one else is going to see it. So if it bugs you, I am very, very, very sorry. But honestly, on the completed spread, it doesn't look that bad. The other issue that I had with this spread, which I don't know what happened, because I definitely pressed film and I was like watching myself in the viewfinder, and I lost Monday. Like planning out Monday. So I'll just start right now and tell you what happened. On Monday, I did daycare drop off, and the next thing I marked with an icon from the kit was I got groceries. Then I used a fox and cactus icon to note that I went on a 2-kilometer walk, and a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon for 2 shows that I watched. So The Last of Us and Oak Island. I watched both of those with my husband. I think we're getting to the end of Oak Island, which I'm really sad about. Obviously, The Last of Us, has already had its season finale. Then I used a paper and milk Maru. I had a nap with my kiddo. And I had to do Valentine's Day cards for my kiddo's class. They sent home a class list on Friday night. So I'm pretty sure they intended for me to do the cards. That's what I was going with. I just used a leftover from a sampler from a kit from a shop I no longer support. And then I filmed a Plan With Me, or I started filming a Plan With Me, and I used an icon from the kit for that. On Tuesday, I used a half box and a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji to show a big chunk of time was taken. There was hideous traffic, absolutely awful traffic going into Toronto that morning. There were a dozen crashes. It was terrible. And this day is not in a chronological order, but I had gone to Tim Hortons. We actually went before we got in the car to Toronto. And then I watched Planet Earth, which was actually later in that afternoon. But I just wanted to separate out everything. I wanted to use a 3rd box in the second half of the day to note with an Olivia and some script from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. Both of those are from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. I had a long visit with my mom. She, unfortunately, a few days before had quite a bad ski accident. She had required some surgery. She's recovering now, but, just be careful when you're skiing. And then I used another Fox and Cactus shoe icon, this time in orange instead of red, to mark my walk with my kiddo. I did a long walk just to, get in a better headspace. Again, I am so sorry. It is 7 p.m. at night when I am doing this. I have been up with my kiddos since 5, and they have been going all day long. It was also beautiful and 18 degrees in my part of Ontario today, and we were outside, I would say 85% of the day. And man, if you are inside all winter and then you go outside, you're just not used to that beautiful sunshiny air. It was wonderful, but I may have gotten a little bit too much sun. And so I used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon at the bottom of Tuesday just to note that I filmed the next base for my Plan With Me. On Wednesday, I used another icon from a kit and a script from one of my favorite script shops, which is Magical Sticker Co. To note that we went to Costco, and then I spent, oh my gosh, my kiddo went down for a 2-hour nap, and my husband and I chatted we were dating, and it was really fun, and I was so excited to be able to do that with him. So I just used a cute little couple icon, and then again, the script or the TV icon from Sweet Tea Sticker Co., as well as another script from Magical Sticker Co. with The Mandalorian. If you missed it in my last plan with me, I am catching up on The Mandalorian so that I could be up to date for the most recent season. That fell off real quick, but that's okay because they always have like a recap on the season. And then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji to note that I read with both of my kids. And oh my goodness, it's not that my older son is jealous of my little one. Well, he is, but like he's never mean to him or anything. He just acts out a little bit. So anytime that I get to spend with both of them and it's like calm and lovely, I really, 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 really enjoy it. So it was really nice to be able to read with both of them. And then I used another Coffee Monster Co. emoji. My kiddo had a poop in his pants. We went through actually quite a bad, like, emotional regression. I think he realized at this point that my baby was staying with us and he wasn't, like, a temporary thing in the house. And you're going to see some, like, tantrums coming. It was, we'll get into it. And I used a Paper and Milk Maru just to show that my sister-in-law had messaged us with some pretty big news that night. And that's her business, so we won't discuss it. The next day, I just marked daycare drop-off again. And this day, I'm going to say, was probably the worst one that I've ever had to plan. I guess I didn't write anything in my planner. I didn't really want to make anything up either. So I did daycare drop off. I edited and uploaded my plan with me. And I was just figuring out how to space those two other items for the rest of the day. That was it. That was literally all I did the rest of the day. So I just used 2 half boxes to mark that, and then noting the editing and uploading. The icons are both from Sweet Tea Sticker Co., and then the scripts are both from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. as well. What I decided to do for the bottom of Thursday was just take 2 of the thicker, just like washi pieces. They were just in the gray. I thought I'd tie in the gray to this side of the week and then put a half box in between them, and that just marked a lot of time. It did take me a long time to edit and upload the plan with me, but again, that's all I had marked for Thursday. I had to pick my kid up from daycare. I feel like that was a thing that happened this day, but it wasn't a great day. And I've been better. I've been more consistent about not doing that because I definitely did that at the end of last year. And I've got a lot of spreads that I still have to do from 2022 that I didn't. And I got so behind and I didn't mark anything. So I really want to be better about that this year. And I will say, I feel like I've been pretty freaking consistent with it. So that's great. Especially lately, especially in the last month, I feel like I've been really good, but things have also been really busy, so I've had to pick up. So then on Friday, I used an icon, again, from a shop I no longer support. I just happened to have been sent this sheet by one of my friends, actually, and it was perfect. So I used the icon to note that my kiddo was homesick from daycare. And then I used a Paper and Milk Maru to show that we went to a doctor's appointment at 12:15 because this was the second time that he had been sick with an ear infection in 2 weeks. And I was like, what's up? I got to take him to the doctor, especially because we were going up to the cabin the next day. And then I used the big Fox and Cactus Packing Girl to note that I spent a significant amount of the day packing for the cabin because I was packing for myself, my 2 boys, but I've got babies and I've got a toddler. There's a lot to pack, plus we pack food, the whole shebang. So it's a lot of packing and it takes a long time, especially when you have a toddler who's sick and you have, at this point, a 3-month-old. Then I used a laundry icon from the kit and a prescription emoji. We went to pick up the antibiotics for my kiddo's ear infection, and I just had an early night. I wiped out, and I think it was an okay sleep. I want to say. I'm not sure. There's going to be a bunch of rough nights coming up because we are close to the 4-month sleep regression here, but it's never forever. If you're a parent and you are struggling, it's never forever. I promise you. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck at the time, though. So the next day I used the same icon again. It was pretty perfect. My kiddo was projectile vomiting everywhere. And then I just used a box from the kit to note that we were still finishing packing for the cabin, like a lot of the bags of food and everything. But my kiddo didn't react really well to the antibiotic, the first one, so we picked up a different antibiotic, which I don't love giving my kiddo an antibiotic, but he desperately needed them, so there we go. And then we drove to the cabin, and I used Maru for that. I also used just the Fry's Maru to show that we went to Swiss Chalet, because we went right after my husband got home from work at 3:30. So then by the time we got up there, it was close to 6, and we just wanted to pick up dinner, and then we put it into one of those like cooler bags, but they also retain heat as well. So it was like fantastic, and it retained its heat until we got into the cabin for dinner, which was lovely. And I used a Teddy Plans Co. just to mark that my older kiddo, had a really early night that night, like early-ish for him. It was weird. On Sunday, I used a big emoji to show that we had a rough night and just my kiddo tantruming, especially with the infection, like not a good night. And then on the Sunday morning, we ended up having a long Zoom call, FaceTime with my sister-in-law. I wrote Zoom in my planner too. That's funny. I used a Mixie Cat icon for that. And the final 2 things in the afternoon were that we had an outdoor play session. It was really fun. The weather was really mild, so perfect for making snowballs. We did that. And then finally, both of the kids went to bed fairly early that night. The fresh air, plus they, again, my older one was sick. And so we ended up watching the hockey game, my husband and I, and it was a really, really, really lovely night. So this is how the week turned out. Again, I love it, but the spacing was really weird. It's a really nice week, but the spacing was weird. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Tell me, what do you do? Do you add things decoratively if the spacing is weird? I'll chat with you later. Toodles!